to do it. And also I've done it before, as you can see. Not a problem. AKRO. Haven't looked at AKRO since the last bull market. Let me do one thing. AKRO. Let me just have a look and see which is the best market to use. So some people say just always use Binance. I think it just, you have to bear in mind that then the question is, which do you use, spot or perpetuals? So that's, you have to answer that question. See here, Bybit perpetuals has just as much volume as Binance spot. Okay. And then the other question is a historic data as well. So you want as much data as possible, ideally from the launch, but then also you want to use the exchange which is putting out the most volume. See here, the Binance spot is giving us the most volume. Bybit perpetuals is giving us just as much, but not as much. And then obviously you want to have a look at the historic price action to see how far back it went. It went all the way back to July 2019. Oh my god, it went all the way up. I remember this in the last bull market. It's basically given back all its gains. Basically, it's expected. Hasn't made a new all-time low, which is bullish. It's bullish. It just means that people have bought back in at certain intervals. But there's you can see there's a shitload of volume put in at the highs. There's so much trap liquidity in this token. You can't ignore that. Can't ignore how many people bought at the highs and haven't sold, and ever since they've been in negative equity on this token. You can't ignore that. Yeah, that's part of the problem with a lot of these tokens that have already run. It's going to require a massive injection of volume to get past those historic volume levels. Okay, so it's always more bullish, more lucrative to find tokens which haven't run, always. Yeah, that's why I'm interested in stuff. That's why I'm interested in TRVL, because there isn't any trap liquidity. No one bought the highs in the bull market, and so therefore no one is sitting on a TRVL at $1.56 waiting to exit at 1 point. No one's in that position. Yeah, whereas with this, clearly you can see how much volume on this chart. You can see how many people are sitting on a $0.06 AKRO waiting to get out. Yeah, and for a large portion of people, then they're retail, they still have their positions, but in the future bull altcoin season, when they see the prices come up, they're going to sell into that. They're not just going to hodl. It's been 4 years. As soon as they get back up break even, they'll just sell. They haven't taken a loss. And most people who got caught out by the last bull market, that's fine. You know, they're not worried. They didn't take a loss. That's okay. You know, they lost their money because it did nothing for them, but at least they didn't take a loss in terms of USD value. So you have to bear that in mind. So even though it might have a bullish setup, it might not be bullish in the context of other tokens. Like you might be able to find better tokens. This Binance chart doesn't have all the data, but it has enough. It has all the explosive. You see all that? AKRO, was that 21? Yeah, 21. Let me have a look here. When was it? 21. Yeah. So it basically started January 21. It's a shame we can't go all the way back. That would be good. Let me have a look here. Let me see if there's anything else that will help us. AKRO, Binance. Let's have a quick Bybit. You never know. Let's see if there's anything else here. HTX, Gate, MEX. Let's have a look at all of them. Let's not all of them, but some of them. Let's see. Again, that's 21. 21. 20. That's 19. Look, HTX. That's far back as you're going to go. When is that one? 20. Probably Binance is the best. Definitely Binance is the best. But you're not going to get all that data, so that's fine. You just have to accept that. Volume profile. I mean, according to this, there's no trap liquidity in the highs, but that's bullshit, because you can clearly see here, you can see all the volume. See that? And according to this, is quite a large amount of volume compared to where we are now. So I don't know why that's like that. Maybe it's very different on log. See, look, it says volume $140 million. We're not seeing that volume now. Look, $60 million, $140 million. See that? 152, 81. Right now, you're getting 4 million, whatever. What does it say here? It's more than 4 million, obviously. 24-hour volume. What is it? So 19 million. I don't know why this says 5 or 4 or 5 million. There's something wrong with this. Oh, yeah. 143. Wow, that's quite a lot. 1st of April. There's a lot of volume put there. I don't think you're going to see that here on Binance. That's a bit weird, huh? All right, let's just, it doesn't matter. Let's just focus on the charts. Value area high. So clearly what you can see is that we're still in a consolidation range. Yeah, this is the monthly time frame. We haven't actually broken out yet. It might look like we have, but we haven't. Those are your overall volume levels. Let me have a look at the reported all-time high. All-time high, all-time low. Let me quickly have a look at that. Oh shit. Paste, I can't paste. What the hell? Something's going on with this. 874. Time low. Second copies. 0005311. It's pretty good. All the way up to the all-time high. Came back into the golden pocket, found support. See that? We're above the 50% mark. That is off. Obviously, it's offering support. You see that? This candle is weird. I don't understand this. And you can see that the 382 is probably going to resist. I'm not sure about the higher one. Can't tell. This is from the low to the high, all-time low to the all-time high. The other thing you can do is you can do it from the all-time high to the bear market low. That's the other way you can do it. and actually that is giving us a little bit more information. So this is from the all-time high to the bear market low. You can see the golden pocket was front run. So there's two fibs that you can actually use right now. One is from the all-time low to the all-time high. Okay, and this is the retrace. This whole thing is the retrace. So imagine the all-time low is somewhere here, and it went up to there. And now we're retracing, and these are the retrace levels. And so naturally you lose levels and you have to reclaim them. So that's one way of doing it. And then the other way of doing it is from the all-time high to the bear market low. And then these are levels that have to be reclaimed to get back to the all-time high. Okay, and so you can clearly see that that there's a little bit of confluence with the 236 and the top part of this golden pocket. You see those two lines come perfectly on top of each other. There's probably going to be quite strong resistance there on the way up just because of that fact. You have a little bit of confluence. Let me just do a range pull on this higher range. Let me see where to do it from. Probably from there to there. That also corresponds with the point of control of this previous range. The reason why you had such a crazy rejection here is exactly that same idea that I suggested. It's the idea of trap liquidity. So for the first time, anyone who bought in April 21 was able to exit at break even here. Yeah, that's why you get such a sharp rejection. And it actually, when you look at it, the golden pocket was front run, right? There's no reason why that's not going to still resist. Yeah, don't think just because it's gone up there once, it's not going to resist as the price goes up there again. Yeah, so I think you have quite a large resistance zone just in the golden pocket, basically. Yeah, and that is, it's only 200% above the current price. So I think there are problems with this token. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy to clear that level. I don't think it's going to be an easy task to clear that level, honestly. I don't really have anything more to say. I would avoid this personally, just simply because I see that there's a lot of trap liquidity. And actually, I think I'd be interested in this token, dare I say it. You flip the all-time high. Your final run. Of course, it's 1,000% higher than the current price, of course. But no one knows if we're even going to get there. Like, you can't predict that, yeah? We don't know how the price is going to react. And it's already quite a high market cap. You've got a lot of new tokens, and that's the other thing you have to bear in mind. There's a shitload of new tokens right now on the market. There's base tokens now. There's Solana new tokens. Like, there's tokens left, right, and center. All kinds of tokens. Lots of different projects. All of these tokens are competing for the same liquidity, for the same capital. And so therefore you have to think to yourself, this is already quite a high market cap token. What's the chances of it breaking the all-time high and going to high prices, or simply just range bound consolidation type behavior on a higher time frame? I think it's more likely than not. You might go up, clear the liquidity, maybe pip the all-time high, and then head right back down. I think that's more likely than not. And actually, if you are looking to break up to the upside, back test the all-time high, that's your entry for a long, and at least you're in price discovery. There's no resistance then. You can make some quick bucks on the last kind of price expansion into price discovery if that happens. You don't really care about this token anyway. You just want to make some money in and out. And so naturally I'll be thinking that would probably be the easiest way to do it. You buy now, you probably could get to the all-time high, or at the very least to the golden pocket. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get back to the golden pocket again, but you're only looking at a 200x, sorry, a 200% increase in value. I mean, you can get that much much more easily in a lot of other tokens. Yeah, when you're looking at tokens, you're comparing tokens. It's a lot easier to get 200x in other tokens. So I'm looking at some of them, and for me, this one isn't one of the good ones, unfortunately. I don't really care about the project. It's probably a good project, but it's got quite a high market cap. It did this kind of pump and dump thing that causes problems. It causes a lot of problems for tokens when they have a lot of volume in the highs. That volume has to be cleared. How much volume is going to be required to clear that, the higher prices? A lot, a lot of volume. And so really it all depends on Bitcoin. If suddenly you see Bitcoin go up to 200 plus, then everything's possible, like nothing's off the table. And that's really what I'm imagining. I'm thinking it all depends on Bitcoin. We need to see what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin only manages to get to 100, 120, there will be a rotation of capital, but most of the money is going to be made in the smaller coins because they're easier to move. And you'll get a pylons on those smaller coins. The big ones are going to be a lot harder to move. And you're going to have a really bullish narrative to move those bigger tokens. Of course, AI is one, RWA is another, and combine that with some other narratives, and then I don't know, Akropolis, it's a layer 1, isn't it? I don't know, can't tell. Is it a layer 1? It's a layer 1. It's not a layer 1. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with finance. It's an SDK with an ecosystem. I don't know, you tell me. Don't invest unless you're prepared to lose all your money. Oh yeah, because this is Kraken, of course. There it is. And DeFi yield. Oh, it's DeFi, of course. Built with Alchemy, OZ, the graph, Yearn, MC Dex, liquidity. It's not even a layer 1. It's some kind of DeFi token. That is really part of the problem. The problem was that in the previous market, DeFi was buzzing. And now the narrative is changing. Yeah. So while DeFi will still continue to do well, you might be looking at a multi-year sideways range. This is the range. This is the whole range. I can't see this chart on trading view. But if you can imagine, let me see what that shows me. Oh, there you go. Is this the whole one? Uniswap. It's the whole chart. There you go. Is that all of it? No. It's a problem. You don't get the whole data. Effectively, what I'm saying, it's more likely than not that this is your range. And then you got a fibs. There's your fib, 50%. Let me draw it better. If you can perceive this token as range bound, this is your range. That's your 50% mark. At the moment, we're in the bottom half of the range. Yep. Right now, the value area is in the lower part of the range. Have I done it? That's overall there. Okay. And eventually what you want to do is you want to trade the price up to the top part of the range and sell the top, and then come back to the bottom and buy the bottom. That's kind of what you want to do now with this token, I think. I think that's a healthy price action on a multi-year period. I don't think people should just now be expecting a breakout pump to the moon like before. Yeah, with a brand new token, it's very different. You might still see impulsive waves in the context of this price action, but I think it's until you see the all-time high flip into support for a back test, then I'm more likely to think that this is just doing this on the higher time frame. Yeah, and it might not come all the way down to the bottom. You might end up with up, higher low somewhere, you know, golden pocket. I'm just making this up, really. I don't know. No one really knows. You know, like next bull market, another attack of the highs. You might be looking at something like that. Okay. No one really knows. All right. That's AKRO. Not very helpful, but probably a little bit. I think I might